Today on Down to the Wire, Thunderstruck. Tampa takes a blow as Stamkos goes down. Trouble down the middle. Injuries and suspensions leave the Leafs scrambling for centers. Clash of the Titans. Two of soccer's giants go head-to-head for a place in the World Cup. And road to recovery. Messi's struggles continue as another injury takes him out for up to 8 weeks. Take a seat. Down to the Wire starts now. Today is Friday, November 15th, 2013. I'm Sean De Silva, this is Andres Franke, and this is episode number 5 of Down to the Wire. And let's get cracking.
And speaking of cracking, how about that Stamkos injury? Ouch, into the post, and this looks like trouble for Tampa Bay.
Not only for Tampa Bay, it's trouble for Team Canada as well, as we all know the Olympics are this year, and he's up to 8 to 10 weeks, I believe, with the recovery from the surgery, and this could be crucial for not only Tampa, but for Team Canada as well.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, based on the last 2 games that Tampa has played without Stamkos, they've been able to keep up their high performance, but more importantly, I guess, yeah, you're right, Canada. And, Stamkos has been one of the better centers for them in the past few years at the World Championships in May, which was rather disappointing for Canada. He was the leading scorer for Canada. And who do you think is going to step in and replace him now?
Well, it's Team Canada. There's a lot of people that can replace him. There's like some Matt Duchene that has been performing really reasonably well, and he should be considered as a person to fill that void. There's also many other people. They don't have to be a centerman. There's people like Joffrey Lupul that are there knocking on the door waiting for the call from Team Canada right now, and they have a lot of options. It's just a matter of which option they're going to go with right now.
Yeah, definitely. Team Canada at the Olympics, it's always a huge story. Who's going to make it in, who's not. Always so many great players that are left out. But I'd say Matt Duchene more than reasonably well this season. He's been having a really good season. I mean, he's got 20 points now in the first 18 games. And there was already people talking about, whether this would be a year that he makes it in or not. He's young, he's 22. Even though Stamkos is only 23, but still, he's fast, he's versatile, he's matured a lot over the last little bit, and I think he's a lock now for Team Canada. Moving up north to our regular local news, and more injury problems, but also now suspension problems for the Leafs. And how do you think this is going to play out the next few games? I mean, really struggling in the center position right now.
Well, we all know the Leafs were already having trouble with Bozak's injury, Ballon's injury, and now you have Kadri with the 3-game suspension, which I personally do not agree with. I don't think he deserved 3 games. Maybe just a game for what he did, but if you look at the track record, he has none. And the likes of Lucic running into Miller, you could bring all these factors up, and they didn't get games when they ran into the goalie, and then Kadri does this. Yes, it's a questionable hit, it's a questionable play. His shoulder did kind of like jolt out at Backstrom, but was it really worth 3 games? I don't think so. And as for the Leafs, this is going to definitely not help them in any way. They didn't need this right now. And Kadri and Bozak are going to return after 3 games. It's speculated. Hopefully that's true, because the Leafs really need help right now in that center position.
Yeah, I mean, the only good news right now for the Leafs is that the games that they'll be missing Kadri are back-to-back today and tomorrow against Buffalo and then the Islanders, and both of those teams struggling a lot right now. So, that's a bright spot for them, but definitely, I mean, they're scrambling right now, like we said in the headline. There's not a lot of other guys that can play there. I mean, the likes of Kessel, and you've also got Ben Riemsdyk, who's filling in at center, but the wings that the Leafs have, not a lot of them can play center, so they're having to call up guys from the Marlies, and, they're going to have to do the best they can with what they got.
Yeah, and I don't think how long that's going to last with JVR at center. He's not doing that good of a job, and he's finding it really hard to adapt to his center's position, as any left wing or right wing would find it hard to do. So the Leafs really need help. Maybe look out for another center, because right now, if anything else happens, they need they need reinforcements right now, right away, before things can get ugly. Over to World Cup qualifying, where the match everyone was talking about, Portugal versus Sweden, Ronaldo versus Ibrahimovic, and the first leg just ending with Portugal taking this one 1-0, Ronaldo scoring the goal, and it was a great matchup and definitely sets up a huge second leg on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, this was a must-win for Portugal. Ronaldo coming up, the winner in the individual matchup against Ibrahimovic. Neither one having a fantastic game, but Ronaldo scoring the winning goal, and this was huge for Portugal. I mean, I think that it's a lot easier for Portugal to shut down Sweden's offense than it is for Sweden to shut down Ronaldo and their forwards. And now he's got 24 goals in 17 games with Real. Big performance today. Despite, the yellow card that he had, it didn't look very good until closer to the end. But this is really big. I think they're going to come out on top on this.
Yeah, let's hope so, especially with Sweden ahead of the game doing a lot of talking. Ibrahimovic doing a lot of talking as well, saying that he deserves to go to the World Cup more than Ronaldo, but he definitely didn't show it in this game as he was named the flop of the match by Gold.com. Ronaldo named the man of the match. So Ronaldo definitely letting his work do the talking as opposed to what Ibrahimovic was doing.
In other soccer news, Messi's tough start to the season continues with that reoccurring injury that he has. Now he's been said to be out up to 8 weeks, and this could really damage his chances for winning the Ballon d'Or.
Definitely. I don't think he's going to be in the talks as much anymore because not only was he struggling in the season, but now with injury, he's going to be out for the rest of the competition to see who gets it. And now that puts the likes of Ronaldo and Ribéry higher up there, with Ronaldo obviously much ahead of everyone else, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's a lot closer now. I don't think there's a clear winner here anymore. I mean, the only thing that Messi's got going for him is that Argentina had a very good qualifying stage
and
for the World
Cup.
Cup.
Good boy.
Well, yeah, and his image as well. That plays into it. But it's also team performance. And if Ronaldo does get Portugal through, I think he's going to get it. I mean, if you look individually overall this year, I think he's had the best performance. So even being a Messi fan, I think he's going to take it this time.
Yeah, definitely, especially since Ribéry isn't doing much of a job, as France did lose today in their qualifying. So if France failed to make it, Portugal do make it, you might see Ronaldo lifting that Ballon d'Or and smiling on stage in a couple of months. Now over to Leaf Nation for our goal of the week, where Phil the Thrill gets an incredible goal against New Jersey to put the Leafs ahead 1-0. And in this play, he cycles back and takes it by himself through 4 of the players on the power play and sneaks it in. And it was a brilliant goal and definitely a great goal for the goal of the week.
And finally, in head-to-head, recapping our last episode's predictions, Sean winning the matchup in soccer, Arsenal beating Liverpool. I couldn't get that one. However, the other one, the Madrid and Juba game, ending in a tie. The Leafs losing to the Canucks, both of us getting that one wrong. And the Coyotes beating the Sharks, so right on that one again, and Sean is definitely on top now. I don't know what the tally is. Apparently it's 6-3, but we'll get to that sometime. So now for this week, we've only got one game for the NHL and one game in soccer. Starting off with hockey, Tampa Bay and Phoenix, and who's your pick here?
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay despite the Stamkos injury. I'm thinking they're on a roll and they're still going to continue it. And they're coming off a huge win, 5-1 over the Ducks. They're not missing Stamkos at all right now, and I think they're going to crush Phoenix Coyotes.
I think Phoenix is going to take it because they're at home. They've won 8 of the last 10, and they've won every single game at home this year except for one overtime loss against the Sens. I mean, clearly a very strong team at home, so I think they've got this. And over in soccer, big game again in the English Premier League, Arsenal and Southampton.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Arsenal in this one. They've only won twice ever when Arsenal's at home. So definitely Arsenal has the edge going in if they're going to count statistic-wise. And Arsenal also is just doing incredible this year, so I think Arsenal's going to take this one.
Well, I'm going to go with Southampton. I'm going to go with the underdog again this week for soccer. And the reason is Southampton's defense. They've allowed only 5 goals this season. It's the lowest number of goals that any team in the Premier League has allowed so far. Klein, Fonte, Lovren, and Shaw at the back just absolutely amazing. And Giroud has been struggling in the last few games, starting to slow down. They couldn't produce against Manchester at Old Trafford last week. So I think Southampton's going to take this one. And that's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. And thank you for watching.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.